Hi guys, my name is Shruti, and today I'm going to take you through my journey from Mumbai to Paris. And this is the 25th of June, and I'm a student at ESSEC Business School, and I hold a student visa, which is the Type D, and it's a 1 year visa that I got last year when I started my studies. And this was one of the most initial flights that KLM started. In which KLM started taking students with them. So here is how my experience was. So the first and the foremost thing that I'm going to tell you is that before you book your ticket, I would advise you to call the call center and then get your documents verified. They're going to ask you for your visa, your passport, your enrollment certificate, your OFI, and then they're going to tell you if you're good to go or not. And once you get a thumbs up from their side, I would suggest book your tickets and then you are good to go. So once I reached the airport, there was a counter where they made me sign a declaration which just talked about how I do not have coronavirus symptoms, and if I'm okay health wise, and if there is any problem, I will be willing to bear the charges or consequences. So this was the counter where we had to get that signed, get the form signed, and then take it with us inside. And here is where they would just check if we are actually in the list for the airline or not. So after that, when I went to the check-in, it was pretty smooth. They just gave me two documents, one to be presented at Amsterdam and one to be presented at Paris, because my flight had a layover in Amsterdam. That is, if you have a direct flight, then that's different. So at immigration also, it was pretty smooth. They just asked me why do I want to go to France and which visa do I have, do I study there, do I work there, just basic questions. And then they just approved all my documents, and then I was asked to go ahead with the immigration. After I entered, of course, about duty free, it was there was shops open, and then you could just buy stuff if you wanted to. But then it was obviously not like a shopping spree where you take the trolley and shop, but you can buy something if you want to directly at the counter. Now, when I reached the gate, it was pretty empty. Only six of the gates were actually working, and there were quite limited flights that was actually operating. So there was not a lot of crowd, and people also made sure that they were maintaining social distance, and they were wearing gloves, they were wearing masks. So that way, it was pretty safe. And yeah, so after we were called to the um aircraft, we had to go zone wise. So I was in the zone 4, so they would call all the people who are a part of the zone 4 and then send us. Once we got settled, other people from other zones were called, and then they were asked to get settled. So honestly, here you would see that there was not a lot of social distancing, because I think it's just us who huddle up when it comes to getting into the aircraft. So that was pretty natural, and that was what happened anyway. But other than that, once I reached Amsterdam, again I had to go through the immigration, and that was also pretty smooth. The document that I told you that I received in Amsterdam, I was not even asked for it. So it was pretty good. And then I boarded the flight for Paris, and it was a 1 hour flight. And once I landed, I again was asked to head to the immigration and show the same documents that I had. Um, and then it got done in about 5 minutes. Then when we took the luggage also, it was pretty less crowded, so that was also very, very quick. And yeah, there was no hiccup. It was pretty good. If you have all your documents, you're good to go. So that was about my journey, and I paid 48,000 for the ticket. Hope it was pretty clear for you guys, and if you have any question, you can ask me. Bye bye.